Coming to you from an undisclosed location somewhere deep in the heart of the Santa Monica Mountains, I am your intrepid host, L.A. Marzulli. This is another episode of Questions with L.A. Thanks so much for watching, folks. Hit the subscribe button and we'll get into your questions. But first, a word from our trusted sponsor. Hey, folks, investing feels overwhelming right now, doesn't it? So complicated, so many decisions, but leaving your money in the bank might not be the best thing to do. It's losing value every single day. All we need to do is look at the inflation index to see the reality of that. So if it's stressing you out and driving you nuts, why not invest smarter with Noble Gold Investments? Precious metals are simple and real. There isn't a company on the stock market that was around 2,000 years ago. But guess what? Gold was. It's always been there through wars, disasters, and turmoil. Reliable, dependable, and authentic. That's why you can't go wrong with precious metals. They've always had your back. Noble Gold Investments America-based experts will show you how to set and forget your IRA or 401k. You'll get a dedicated professional assigned to you. No hassle, no call centers. This month, Noble Gold Investments is giving a free quarter-ounce gold standard coin with every qualifying IRA investment. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com to claim your gold coin. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Folks, we invested a couple of years ago, and I got to tell you, I am really glad that we did. Gold is going through the roof. Once again, that's noblegoldinvestments.com. Okay, this is from Patty. I was wondering if there were any avid students of yours who could make a presentation for our small town festival that is held yearly, centering on some sightings from 1950s to the 60s. They have advertised they are bringing in a psychic to help people communicate with these beings. Not good. This should not go unchallenged, but I don't feel adequate for the job. It is held on the last weekend in July every year. I know this is late request for this year, and I have not found funding yet, but could start looking if someone could commit for this year. You know what? Patty, I'm going to get back to you. This is in 2023, so we're still in April last year, and I'm going to put this over here, and I will email you, I promise, and see if we can set something up. The bottom line is this, that you bring a psychic in, and isn't it just amazing how you go back, let's say 100 years or 150 years, and the church was alive, and to even think about bringing a psychic in, people, there's no way. Now it's commonplace. There's a psychic in basically every town, fortune tellers in every town in America. There was this great influx, as the late Russ Disdale used to say, of occult books coming in to our country in the 60s, and that changed the paradigm. Look, I was a hippie, all right? I was at Woodstock. I was completely immersed in the New Age. I was with a guru for 3 years. My third eye was open. Most of you have heard me talk about this, and it's unbelievable. I was reading like Carlos Castaneda and The Little Smoke and participating in all of this, and I don't say that with, happy about it, but I was involved in it. I left the Catholic Church when I was 13 because it was dead. There was nothing there for me, with all due respect to Catholics. There was nothing there for me. It would be another 17 years before I would find Jesus and ask him into my heart. That's 44 years ago, and guess what? Things have never been the same. So yeah, I'm gonna reach out and see what we can put together. I know we're speaking someplace in July. I'd have to look at my calendar, but maybe it's close to where you are. We can work something out. Thanks for writing in. This is from Charles. Why the giant cover-up? Why the deception? You have covered a huge pile of evidence of the Nephilim. They are here, stuck with us on Earth now. You don't recognize them for what they are inside. The genetic characteristics that may get them labeled a certain way due to size and stature have been bred out. You entertain them, and they entertain you. The best example I can give you is the parable of the wheat and the tares. Can you see the pot, the tare, and the wheat? I'm not sure where you're going with this. Why the giant covered up? It sounds like what you're saying here is that we've uncovered a lot of evidence, and we certainly have in our On the Trail of the Nephilim series and the books I've written. There's a cover-up, and I've talked about this before, but I'll weigh in here again. The cover-up, is the reason for it is this. It points back to the reality of a supernatural world. The Darwinian paradigm, the entire planet runs on Darwin. It just does. The entire planet runs on Darwin, not Duncan. And so the Darwinian paradigm is sacrosanct in both the academic community and in the scientific community. There's no room for the supernatural. I've talked to archaeologists who are the caretakers of museums, and most of them have no supernatural worldview. They'll say, well, I'm spiritual, whatever that means, but they don't believe in a supernatural world like we do. Certainly the God of the Bible. And so the reason why it's kept down is because all of this points back to the validity and the veracity of the biblical prophetic narrative. And that is at loggerheads, as it were, with the Darwinian paradigm. That's what's at stake. Look, folks, the supernatural world is real. You've heard me say this. And sometimes it manifests to people like you and me. It's here. And things are ramping up. There's no doubt about it. I hope I answered your question. Thanks so much for rising in. Oh my gosh, this is a gazillion. This is not War and Peace. Keep your questions pithy. Okay, we'll try to get through it. This is from Isaac. Ellie, I was listening to your first seminar from Celebration Church from earlier in the week. I was listening to the part where you were talking about America's Stonehenge and how it lined up with lunar cycles and other landmarks. There were some of the numbers mentioned in the seminar that jogged something in my mind. I remember listening to Brian Forrester one time talk about how the ancient used a base 12 math system versus our base 10. That system is why we have 12 inches in a foot, 24 hours in a day. Okay, I get that. It then made me wonder how all of this advanced math and geometry that was needed to build these things came from fallen angels. I then thought about how we as humans learn to count, base 10. I then thought about all the six-fingered giants. If you had 12 fingers in a base 12 math system, could it be some of sacred geometry and fallen angel technology was based on the 12 math system? Do you think there might be some correlation between the 12-fingered giants and other sites around Mount Hermon that were 27.5 miles away from the center of the line? So this is a lot of conjecture. I appreciate your time in reading this. I greatly appreciate your time. May God continue to richly bless your work. That's really interesting. I wouldn't, and here's where I'm at. One thing we know, what you're writing is a lot of speculation, a lot of conjecture. But the one thing we know, with America Stonehenge, there is a direct alignment to Stonehenge, England. That is absolutely in stone, no pun intended. We also know that there are other sites around the world that there's connectivity between them. We discovered one of those sites. It's coming up in one of our films on the Trail of the Nephilim. We've already done the filming. We were in places. We filmed everything. We will show that sometime this year. We're getting the last two films out, 9 and 10, What is the Truth, in our ongoing UFO series. What we know, to get back on point here, is that there is advanced geometry, absolutely advanced geometry. There's even spherical trigonometry with some of these sites, the way they connect, because the Earth is a globe. And in order to line up sites, let's say, thousands of miles apart from each other, you need to know spherical trigonometry. It's very complex, way above my pay grade. So we know this. Fact number one, that these ancient megalithic sites have advanced geometry embedded in them. And the people, the indigenous people, did not have that knowledge. They just don't. In the Americas here, we're told that Native Americans built, let's say, the Octagon Mound and the Circle Mound. Well, the Octagon Mound is advanced geometry, very advanced geometry. And can you do it on a piece of paper like this, 8.5 by 11? Well, of course you can. But you need a compass and you need a ruler, and you need to know angles and basic math. If the Shawnee had it, show us. Where's the oral tradition that states the Shawnee had this type of advanced geometry? We're not disparaging the Shawnee. They're great people. They're smart. They do some incredible things. We're not disparaging them. We're not racist for calling them out and saying, did you or did you not build this? And if you did, where's the proof? It goes back, in my opinion, the Octagon Mound, 4,000 years. And Chief Wallace of the Shawnee stated on the record, and we show this in our On Trail of the Nephilim series, she states on the record that the Shawnee did not build the Serpent Mount and other places. Then she flips in 2023 when they dedicate the Octagon Mound and the Newark Earthworks to a World Heritage Site. What is the truth? That's all we're looking for here. What is the truth of the matter? It's not a racist statement. A lot of European countries didn't know about the 18.5-year Metonic cycle, the 18.5-year lunar cycle. A lot of European nations, didn't know about spherical trigonometry. So there you go. This is from Relita. I sent you a picture of an object in the sky over the interstate. My mistake, it was taken in southern Arizona. My friend lives in Wilcox and can see the Lucifer telescope from her back pasture. This pic was taken a couple of years ago, and here it is right here. I will show that to you. Maybe it's nothing, but I'd like to get your opinion. So this is the picture right here, and you can see this object right there. Push in on that, John. My first impression is that something like a meteor or a bolide has fallen to Earth. It could be space debris. I don't think it's a UFO, but those are my thoughts on it. This is from Timey. Hey, LA, I enjoy all your programs on YouTube. Question, do you have any comments on the series, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch? Well, I do. I think the Skinwalker Ranch, there's a gateway, there's a portal open there. There's an entity that's there. Perhaps multiple entities are coming through this gateway. That's my take on it. It's supernatural. It's not a natural phenomena. It is a supernatural phenomena. There is an entity or entities or a gateway. There's stuff going on at Skinwalker Ranch. And those who are there and messing with it need to be careful. And that's all I'll say. If you've got a question, please email them to questions@lamarzulli.net. Questions@lamarzulli.net. I promise you we will get to them. I only do 1 or 2 shows of questions a week, so that's where we are. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget RoswellRevisited.com, RoswellRevisited.com, and here's a plug for that. Hey folks, I have a special announcement. We just opened up a new website. It's called RoswellRevisited.com. RoswellRevisited.com. I want to thank Chauncey Green for getting that set up for it. Please go there and check it out. We've got a deal for you. We really do. Both of these incredible DVDs. This is real investigative journalism. RoswellRevisited.com. Go check it out now. And we've got a special deal for both of these 2 DVDs, and I think you'll find it interesting. By the way, when you guys buy the DVDs from us or watch on our streaming station, you help keep the lights on here and keep us moving the ball further down the court. UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away. RoswellRevisited.com, RoswellRevisited.com. And before I go, I want to give a shout out to Gil Zimmerman, because Gil and I worked on this film, and I think it's the best 2 films we've ever created in our entire time together and in the entire UFO film series. 9 and 10 will be coming out very shortly. More about that soon. Meantime, RoswellRevisited.com. Thanks so much.